3 steps to understanding who your audience is exactly. There are a few things that we know for sure, and one of them is this. Without a developed audience, nobody's going to buy your stuff. If you do not know who you are in pursuit of, who your people are, how they talk, where to find them, etc., they aren't going to be able to find you, they aren't going to be able to empathize and relate to your work. You can't serve them, you can't transform them, you can't make a difference in their lives. Nobody is going to be saved and served by the level of transformation you can create for them. They can't advocate for you, they can't evangelize your work or your abilities. As marketers, as business owners, we need an audience, and we need to know who that audience is. But the question is, who is your audience exactly? Who is your chosen target, ideal audience? So today we're going to cover the 3 steps to understanding exactly who your audience is, so that you can better target them, you can better serve them, and you can grow your business. And by the way, if you want to get more videos like this one to help companies like yours stand out, sell better, and make more of an impact, then subscribe to this channel and click the bell so that you'll get notifications every time we create a new video like this one. Okay, so the first step to understanding exactly who your audience is to develop your audience starting with them. Well, obviously you might think, obviously we have to start with our audience, those that we wish to serve, but a staggering number of companies start by making up an audience. Rather than understanding who they are, rather than starting with them, they magic up an audience out of thin air, out of their imaginations, who they think, this magical, mythical person who's going to come along and buy all of their things and think it's wonderful. They aren't real people, they're made up. They're building for a body of people they've never spoken to before, they've never met, they've never spent the time to understand, or even really researched that much at all. Now, this pursuit of serving people that they've imagined up is a noble pursuit, and there may even be an emotional attachment to this fictitious character that they've come up in their mind because they've spent so much time thinking about them. But imaginary people don't buy products and services, do they? There are 2 big reasons why most companies find it difficult to develop a real audience. Number 1, they've never met their audience before. Any actual people in this audience, as they're calling it. They've never spoken to any of them, they've never met any of them before. And number 2, they've never served anybody in their audience before. Their perfect ideal target audience, they've never served people in that audience before. But these are excuses. If you've never met them before, go meet them. If you can make it worth their while, they'll usually give you the opportunity to connect with them, be it by phone or in person or email or whatever it has to be. They'll give you the opportunity to engage with them if you can genuinely add value and transform their lives in a way which is carrying no risk associated with it. And if they are unwilling to connect with you, even when you're bringing massive amounts of value to them, even though you're going to willingly solve their problems, then it's perhaps worth knowing that now, before spending so much time and energy and emotion building products and services for these people who may never be able to experience the fruits of your work. If you've never served them before, then go serve them. Lavish upon them. Learn from them. Understand how to truly solve their problem as they describe it, to understand what the real core of the problem is that they're experiencing pain from, and learn how to solve that, rather than just selling them widgets. Understand how they describe the problem and the solution that they want to get to, and what that straight line between those 2 places looks like, rather than just describing things in the way that your industry does, because in truth, it's often the case that your industry isn't that much clearer themselves. So here's the takeaway. If we don't start with them now, they won't start with us later. The second step to really understanding who your target audience is, exactly with specificity, is to develop your audience by understanding their objectives. Now, it's natural when going into business or operating within business to operate from our own objectives, isn't it? After all, you have products, you have services that can help people solve their problems, to solve real problems. So an eagerness to equip them with those solutions is natural. To almost a frustration when they refuse it is natural, isn't it? To want to sell and ship as many of that product as possible is natural, isn't it? Until in natural, you're just trying to help people in the market that you can serve, right? Except it's also among the worst things that we can do in the market. You see, great service, starts with their objectives, not our own, where we take their objectives and we reverse engineer them into an exquisite solution that we can provide for them. If what you've created and what they need collide, then you win, because you know that you're addressing the core problem that they're experiencing, rather than creating something that solves a problem, but may not be something that they are experiencing pain about. We'll only ever know this, we'll only ever encounter this if we focus on their objectives first, and resist the urge to make it all about yourself. So what's the best way to tackle this? What's the best way to make this happen within our organizations? Well, focus on how they perceive their problems, not necessarily just on the way that you perceive them. How do they perceive and describe and articulate their problem? How do they feel about that problem? How is it like to be in their world and to be in their shoes, to be experiencing this problem right now? Empathize with that moment. It's this state of mind where some of the greatest offers come from, because we understand intimately what it's like to be where they are. But if you happen to stray from this empathy and into the world of product pushing, you'll find that you end up with the same weak, marginalized offers that your competition seems quite satisfied with extending to the marketplace, because they're just thinking of things from their perspective, what we think we should add to this, what guarantees we think we should offer to this, how we think we should describe this product, rather than how our audience is experiencing pain, what that's like for them, what do they long to be free of, what do they long to be equipped with being able to do in the future. To focus on that place instead of this place is hugely powerful when it comes to understanding, locating and loving on your audience and having them reciprocate, become advocational and evangelic of your work. The third step to understanding intimately exactly who your target audience is: stop getting distracted. This part is the result of the first two steps that we've covered today. Discovering our real audience is only valuable to an organization if we first define it in the way that we've covered, and then we do something about it. And we can only do that if we focus on these people. Everything that we've just described about who they are, about what they like, about what it feels like to be in their shoes, about what their objectives are, reverse engineering them into our own objectives, so that we know that whenever we talk about this happens, right? And whenever we make this kind of product, we get this result for them, when we've got that reverse engineering of objectives. Once we've focused on all of that, that needs to become our sole focus when it comes to product development, marketing, campaigns, outreach, the whole 9 yards. Everybody else is just a complete distraction for us. The more that we take our eyes off of these people, the objectives that they've got, the way it feels for them, and we pay attention to the periphery, other things that are going on in the marketplace, in the industry, new developments in technology or in innovations in our space, the more we distract ourselves or let ourselves be distracted from our audience, the more we sacrifice our ability to serve them as fully and completely as we possibly could. Everybody else can't afford your time and attention, and you can't afford to give it to them. Now that we know who they are, the more you focus on serving these people, the more your organization is going to succeed. So keep these people written down. Keep them close at hand. Think about them often. These are real people now. You haven't made these up. These are real people who you can genuinely serve, who can buy your products and services. You can create transformation in their lives. And you can follow up on that thoughtfulness with these actions. Dedicate your work to them. Write them letters of advocacy and appreciation. Think about ways you can help them live their best life. Go where they go. Be interested in what they are interested in. Speak their language. Be in their world. The truth to understanding your audience is this: your marketing isn't about you. It's about them now. Your marketing is about those you wish to serve, not about you, your products or your services or your goals. That goes for every piece of communication, every piece of design, every advert or campaign, every email that you send. The trick is to make yourself meaningful in their world, the world where decisions are made, buying decisions are made, transformation occurs, and then meeting them where they are at their level. They need you, you just need to be there. So which of these steps are you going to start using in your organization this week for the benefit of your business and for those you wish to serve? If you think you'd benefit from seeing more videos like this one so that you can better stand out, sell better, and make more of an impact as a result, then subscribe to this channel and click on the bell so that you'll be notified every time we distribute this one. I'm Adam Fairhead, and I'll see you in the next one.